Omega-3 fatty acids are known to be very beneficial for the brain, the heart, and many other aspects of health. You can get them from fish oil, but what if you prefer to avoid fish? Should you choose krill oil or algae oil? Which one's a better source of omega-3s? Hi, I'm Dr. Patricia Shelton, lead medical communicator for TeHero. And let's take a look at this article here on TeHero's website about krill oil and algae oil and how they compare. So both of these are actually very good sources of the long-chain omega-3 fatty acids like DHA, EPA, also DPA. These long-chain omega-3s have been shown to have the most benefits for the brain, for the heart, for many other aspects of health. The short-chain omega-3s, like ALA, they do have some benefit. They're just less powerful for things like brain health. And those short-chain omega-3s are what's found in flax seeds, chia seeds, many other plant-based sources of omega-3s. But both algae oil and krill oil are good sources of these long-chain omega-3 fatty acids. So what is krill exactly? Well, it's a little crustacean, so basically a tiny shrimp, and they are between 1/2 inch and 2 inches long or so, and they're found in oceans throughout the world, but especially in the polar region. So the Southern Ocean around Antarctica and the Arctic Ocean up in the north. Krill are a key part of the food chain in those regions. Penguins, seals, whales depend on krill for their food in those regions. And krill oil has lots and lots of those long-chain omega-3s, also contains some good antioxidants, and a lot has been made of the choline in krill oil. Choline is actually a component of many different fatty acids, and yes, it is found in krill, but it's also found in eggs, meat, nuts, seeds, beans, cruciferous vegetables like Brussels sprouts and broccoli. So choline is actually pretty common, but krill does have it too. One thing to watch out for with krill, because it is a crustacean, anyone with a shellfish allergy could very well react to krill as well because it's a type of a shellfish. So that's just something to be aware of. Now, what about algae? Well, algae are plants that grow in the water. And most of the time, rather than being harvested out of the ocean, algae that are used for algae oil are grown in aquaculture in a controlled environment so that they don't have to be grabbed out of that ocean environment. And again, algae oil has lots of those good long-chain omega-3s, also has a lot of different antioxidants in it. In fact, some people are choosing algae oil, like they take algae oil for the antioxidants even more than for the fatty acids, because a lot of species of algae have a whole lot of these. And they are good for helping to reduce chronic inflammation, which is, of course, linked to a whole host of different chronic diseases. Now, if we're looking at krill oil versus algae oil, what are the things to think about? Well, one thing is, like we mentioned before, krill are shellfish. That means if you're allergic to shellfish, krill oil is just not an option for you. And it also means if you are looking for a plant-based source of omega-3s, krill oil is not one, right? Krill are animals. So algae would be a better choice for vegans or vegetarians. If you're thinking about toxicity, and when people are thinking about anything related to the ocean, many people are aware that over the many decades of human activity, we've unfortunately dumped a whole lot of contaminants, toxins into the ocean, and these are accumulating in ocean food chains. And those kinds of toxins tend to move up the food chain. Right? And so krill eat algae, fish eat krill. That means fish are going to have the most toxins in their systems, while algae will have the least. And krill, something in the middle. So yes, krill should have less toxins than fish has, but still probably more than algae. And then a big thing that a lot of people are very concerned about actually with krill oil is the environmental impact. So krill that's used for krill oil is almost always harvested from the Southern Ocean near Antarctica, where the krill do play an absolutely key role in the food chain. And it's generally not considered sustainable to be harvesting krill there, especially in the huge numbers that they're harvested in to make krill oil supplements. Because of that, some grocery stores, notably Whole Foods recently, decided to stop selling krill oil at all. No brands of krill oil are sold in Whole Foods because it's considered to be too unsustainable, too damaging to the environment because it's wild harvested. So if you're looking for something sustainable, an advantage of algae oil is that it's usually obtained through aquaculture. So it's farmed, essentially, or it's grown in a controlled environment. It doesn't have to be harvested from the ocean, causing disruption to those food webs, those ocean food chains. So if you're looking for an algae omega-3 supplement, make sure you're looking for one that has high levels of DHA and EPA. It can vary in different supplements, so ideally you want one that is tested to make sure that it has enough of both of those really highly beneficial fatty acids. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email us. It's knowledge@tahiro.com. And as always, we're wishing you great brain health.